Welcome to Leka Eto Speak YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe.
Lovers all over the world, we have to update you about the case of Namdi Kanu, just of recent. Court give rule on Namdi Kanu issue about some atrocity he has committed so far. So, and many people have been arguing, commenting about the litigation. So that is why we are here. And some lawyers, some dignitaries have spoken about the case of Namdi Kanu. So credit to Awele Aidil. He gave his own submission, his own experience as a legal practitioner about our Namdi Kanu case. So let us hear from her. Awele Aidil is a competent lawyer. So and he spoke about Namdi Kanu case, and I want to appeal to our followers that you should listen to this woman, how he gave some analysis about the judgment, about the litigation, how court ruled, unbiased, because some people are saying Namdi Kanu did not deserve to be given life imprisonment, and then some people that knows the law, they have come out and speak, they have spoken. So let us hear from Awele Aidil. Credit to Awele Aidil. So when you tell Jeffy was ọ̀rọ̀ Namdi Kanu ni a mú wá fún yín, ẹ má bínú pé a switch sí èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì díẹ̀. So ọ̀rọ̀ Namdi Kanu la mú wá fún yín. Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa gbogbo àwọn atrocities tó ti commit so far, because tí èèyàn bá jẹ́ influencer, especially ẹni tí ó bá ní followers, ó lójú ọ̀rọ̀ tí èèyàn gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ online, because nǹkan tí ènìyàn bá sọ ni àwọn tó jẹ́ followers rẹ̀ náà máa tẹ̀lé. So and then nǹkan tó bá dẹ̀ ti la wípé kí ẹ̀mí ọmọlàkejì ó bọ́, dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé òfin stand against ẹ̀, òfin ò fààyè gbà rárá. Because tá bá lọ wo ní constitution wa gan, ara àwọn right ta ní, the first that I mention is right to life. Ìdí tí wọ́n fi kọ́kọ́ mention right to life ni wípé ẹni tí ó bá ní ìgbé ayé tó bá ní right to life tó ń ṣẹ̀mí, ẹnìyẹn ní á ní àǹfààní láti jẹ àwọn right tó kù, láti jẹ àǹfààní àwọn right tó kù, be right to freedom
this live video
speech,
I'm right making this morning
association. So
is to let you guys know that
right, and to the right to life. So
yes, the court of first instance have given his judgment. That doesn't mean that his right to appeal has been closed or foreclosed. No, he has a right to appeal his judgment. He has a right to appeal that judgment. Then even when the appeal comes out, the judgment in the court of appeal comes out, he also have a right to the Supreme Court. It is not yet the end. So why the cry? Why all the emotional things? Why the insult on people? Must everybody support IPOP? I'm an Igbo woman, but I'm not IPOP. I'm not in support of them. Now we say justice is everybody's business. What about those who died? What about those who were killed by these IPOP people under his command? What about them? Dora Kunyeli's husband is an example. What about the unknown gunmen? Yes, I agree. He has every right to seek what he wanted. Everybody has a right to agitate for change. Everybody has a right to agitate for change. You guys know me. I'm stubborn when I believe in something. So at a point, I liked this young man. I loved Namdi Kanu. At a point, because I could see a young man vibrating, wanting for change, calling for change, just like our late Ojukwu. Everybody loved the movement. Everybody loved the idea. Everybody loved the way it was going. But immediately bloodshed entered. I cut myself off. Immediately they started, the command and everything started. Bloodshed. It became another thing. I said, no, I'm not part of this. Because my duty first, my love first is to humanity. Nobody's life should be cut short because I'm agitating for something I don't even know if I will get. Now, what was the cause of the fight in Rwanda? Most of you don't know history. Most of you don't read. Everybody's saying, did he kill anybody? Did he do this? Did he do that? When you incite violence, when you talk to people in such a way that you ginger them, that is why influencers should be careful. I always tell, especially Facebook influencers, those that have the power to move people. Most people don't reason. Most people don't use their brain. Then there are some of us that have the brain. God has given us brain. We can either use it for good or for evil. Then when you now use that brain that God has given you to incite violence in people, tell them that this person is your enemy, that person is your enemy, the person that wears good clothes is your enemy, the person that do this is your enemy. The person begin to, you have worked on them. They believe in you. They see you as a God. Once people start looking at you, looking up to you, seeing you as a role model, you have to be careful what you say. Because if what you say makes them commit a crime, you are in for it. That is the truth. Now, what is the cause of the war between the Hutu and the Tutsi in Rwanda? I visited Rwanda. I went to the genocide museum. I saw things for myself raw. Most of you don't travel. Most of you don't know history. Right now in Rwanda, there's no tribe. Ask anybody, where are you from? I'm from Rwanda. They don't have I am from Igbo, or I'm from Yoruba, or I'm from Hausa. I think Nigeria too should imbibe that. Nigeria should copy that thing from Rwanda. Rwandans are not friendly. Like, they are very, very skeptical. They don't trust outsiders. When I visited Rwanda and I saw all of them, they are not open to receiving guests because they don't know if you are coming to destroy them again. That genocide left their mental health scattered. So if you have seen war, you go run from war. What was the cause of Rwandan this thing? Ordinary utterance that was made on a radio station, calling a particular tribe cockroaches. If you don't know about the history, watch this movie sometime in April, or you watch Hotel Rwanda. Watch it. Our own Stephanie Konedo acted it, a Nigerian lady. She was one of the major characters in that Hotel Rwanda. Then Idris Elba acted sometime in April. Go and watch that movie so that you understand how the Rwandan war started. Utterances, just talk, where person talk for radio station. Aya, they fought that war for how many years? That Rwanda is still trying to revive. In fact, Rwanda has done well after 20-something years. After 20-something years of that fight. No, almost 30 years of that fight. After 20-something years of that fight, or 30, let's just approximately 30 years. They're just trying to recover. And they're doing very well. Nigerian Naira is just few change above their own. Very soon, their money will be above our own. We are here. Rwanda that faced real civil war. Internal civil war. We are here. Ordinary utterance scattered the whole country. Then you are saying that is injustice. What about those that died? What about those that died, that lost their life? That your family member did not die does not mean that the person who incited it does not deserve some punishment, level of punishment. What are you saying? Everybody's just being emotional. What about those that died? Those that were their life were cut short. Those that were kidnapped. There's a lawyer. There's a Rotarian in Port Harcourt. Up to today, they've not seen his body. Teddy or something they call him. Speedy or Teddy, something like that. What are you saying? Igbos are the ones suffering this thing. Igbos are suffering it. Igbos in Ugwa are suffering Ugwa this thing. Any small thing, the Hausas will start burning their properties. Those in the north. Igbos in the north are suffering. Any small incitement, anything will just incite violence, they will burn Igbos property. Burn Igbos this thing, pursue Igbos, kill Igbos. Igbos will run down to Igbo State. When they run down to Igbo State, their own home, IPOB and Sepamba. So Igbos, I began to cry for the Igbo. Where will they stay? Where will they call home? They run to Lagos. Lagos shall say no be Igbo. Get them. Come out every Igbo. These are that. They go to Ugwausa. They threaten them. They come to Ali Igbo. They threaten them. So where do you want Igbos to stay? Nobody's looking at that. Most of you are just head mentality, brainless. You want to unfollow me? I will follow you now. I thought, fuck you. Block yourself. Do you pay me? You're coming to tell me that you want, because I air my opinion, because I said my own part of what I feel. You see that judgment? It is airtight. There's no judgment that cannot face appeal. But the truth is that judgment will stand any appeal, even any appeal before God. That judgment will stand. I have the job. I will send it on. I will paste that. I will paste that judgment on this on the comment section. I have gone through the judgment. I read it. That judgment is airtight. Justice Omotosho did a very thorough job. Now let us even look at it. He had his lawyers, along the line. His choice of lawyers were even very okay. Kanu Agabi SAN. I love that man to stupor. Onyechi Ipazu. Good, brilliant, one of the best lawyers in Nigeria. He had them. Along the line, he debriefed them that he want to do his case himself. They gave him time to do his case himself. He started dribbling everybody. Okay, look at his attitude in court. How do you even start to beg for such a person? I was just asking. How do you even, if you even want to beg for such a person, how? Get a hold on your emotions. Because the international community is watching. Now they want to, if they even want to beg for you, how do they start? You that insult a judge, call the judge by the name and tell him doesn't know anything. You that push people, don't touch me, you are pushing. Why the drag to what end? And nobody's looking at that. Nobody's looking at that. He had his chances. Okay, defend yourself. Yes, anybody can defend. Anybody can represent themselves in court. Defend yourself. Time was running out. Defend yourself. Nothing. Let me tell you, when you rest your case on that of the prosecution, when you say, look, I have no case to answer, or I rest my case, it's suicidal. You are not giving the court the right to judge you by your opponent's testimony against you. That is what he did. Okay, my opponent has finished talking, Abi. I don't have anything to answer him. You refuse to put a defense. No matter what the defense is, put up a defense. You did not put up a defense. You did not put up a defense. And you want the judge to give you what you don't ask for. You want the judge to perform magic. How? By the time you rest your case on that of the prosecution, it is a suicidal. Immediately he did that, and I knew it was suicidal. What were people expecting? That they would not free him? He couldn't even defend himself. Come and say, oh, at least leave your legal, even though you know all the law. When it comes to representing yourself, you will lose it. I am a lawyer, a proud lawyer. But there are some cases that are personal. I will have to brief my colleague to come and represent me. Because if I represent myself, I will lose, I will make mistake. Dr. Ada Agwonweya, even if you are a born lawyer, Dr. Ada Agwonweya, when she come to shove, you call a lawyer, you brief a lawyer to please come and, you know the law, but when it comes to that representing yourself, you must miss it. You'll be emotional. You had a very beautiful legal team. Kanu Agabi SAN. I know they joke with that man. You debriefed him. That guy, shit. How do you start to beg? How do you even start to defend such a person? Erratic, anger, everything. Everybody watched it. Yet people are saying it's injustice. How? How is it injustice? Those who lost their life on hip-hop and all this demand, what happened? And people were not listening to his radio communication. People were not listening to everything he was saying. People were not listening to. What about the military guys, the military couple that were killed in Olu? The video was there. The woman was beheaded. Her vagina was cut off. When I don't see the video, how do you see white and call it black? How is it injustice? Who will give those ones justice? Whose command were they carrying out? Igbos in military, waste them, kill them. Whose command were they carrying out? Whose command were they carrying out? You incite people into war. You incite people into fighting themselves and say it's not your fault because you are not the one in the forefront that did it. As long as you are an influence that incited these people, my dear, you are going down with them. So at what point did they do injustice? Let me understand. You are calling it injustice. What is injustice? He was given a right to represent himself. He was given a right to counsel. He was given, I was even shocked that Justice Omotosho gave his people right for allocutus. I called one or two of my friends. I was following up yesterday, but I was too busy. So once I would just call Victor. Alpha, I've definitely delivering the judgment. Okay, what about allocutus? This one, he doesn't have a lawyer. Who will do allocutus for him? Allocutus means plea for mercy. I was so happy when Justice Omotosho gave them the microphone and said, since you're a legal consultant and you have been coming to court for him, please, I will not shut him out from allocutus. Say he's allocutus or say something about allocutus. That is plea for mercy. And this Mr. Obi, he used to be my friend. Mr. Obi took the microphone and said talking. I listened to his speech. I listened to his legal counsel's speech. He was given all, he was given all the rights for fair hearing. Up to allocutus. He was given all. There was no comma, no mistake. That's why I said that judgment is airtight. It will stand any appeal, even before God and man. That judgment will stand any appeal. And my only fear is that if he stands appeal, I pray they don't give him the maximum punishment. Maximum punishment is death. Death sentence immediately. So now, I'm even surprised that the judge was mindful enough to reduce it to just life imprisonment. At least life imprisonment didn't do. At least being alive and serving a life imprisonment, there is hope that one day something will happen. But what about death sentence? He did not even pronounce the maximum that was required by law. He gave him life, which is fair. But you people don't understand. That's why you are emotional. What if it was death sentence? What you not going to talk? The death sentence they give him before Friday, they don't buy him. What you not going to talk? Like, what are the reason?
So, ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin brothers and sisters yín tẹ́jẹ́ fi wá sí wa. Ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ ti gbọ́ tí Àwẹ̀lé Ideal ESQ Esquire tó ti sọ yìí. She's a lawyer and she understands the rule of law. Ó mọ̀ nípa òfin, ó mọ̀ bó fi ṣe jẹ́. Even though ó tún sọ gan yìí pé as a lawyer, if you have a case in court, you have to employ another person as a lawyer to come and represent you, because tó o bá ní you are a lawyer, you want to stand for yourself. Wàá emotional. O ní mọ̀gbà tí wàá sọ tí ò yẹ kó o sọ. And gbogbo aládẹ̀rí Namdi Kanu ó withdraw gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ lawyer ẹ̀. Ó tún sọ̀rọ̀ sí judge. And then Judge Omotosho ó really temper justice with mercy. If not, according to law, nǹkan tí Namdi Kanu deserve ni wípé wọ́n ní death sentence. Iná ló deserve. But ó temper justice with mercy. And then wọ́n tún sọ pé Namdi Kanu still has the right to appeal. After tó bá appeal ìtàn, ó tún ní right láti lọ sí Supreme Court. So it is not over. Kò sí tí ìtàn. So and then Barrister Àwẹ̀lé Ideal tún sọ̀rọ̀ wípé there must an end to litigation. Every person is it not from since 2015 kan ni wọ́n ti arrest Namdi Kanu tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe wá dájọ́ ẹ̀ ní 2025. So ó sì tún ní right láti appeal. Tó bá appeal ìtàn, ó tún ní right láti lọ sí Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court is the apex court, is the highest. So after that, anything about God lókù. So ẹ̀yin tí ẹ jẹ́ fi wá sí wa, ẹ jẹ́ kí a kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ torí òníkan torí ọ̀la ni. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá ní issue, bóyá ní case, ẹ máa sọ pé you can represent yourself. You have to get a lawyer. And before you engage in some nefarious activities, or before you react on some issue in our society, you have to ask your lawyer. Get a lawyer. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ máa ń hùwà tó le or ẹ fẹ́ react lórí nǹkan, ẹ ní láti lọ rí lawyer yín kẹ́ explain fún eléyìí tó bá bófin mu á sọ fún yín, eléyìí tó bá bófin mu á sọ fún yín. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ jẹ́ viewers wa nílé, I appreciate support yín so far. Ẹ bá wa share, ẹ bá wa like, ẹ bá wa comment. So we love you all. Thanks for watching.